Oh, baby, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here once again tonight. We get the Dirt Street Stocks live from Knoxville Raceway. We're going to get ready to set these drivers loose on one of the most beautiful racetracks on the simulator. We are back behind the wheel, back in the sim, and ready to rock and roll here with another fantastic show with a ton of very, very fast race car drivers out here among the field. We see a lot of drivers that, we haven't seen in a little while. We see some drivers that, are regulars here on our show, as you see Carl Kilgore out there. Kilgore, it's been a little while since we've seen Carl out there, so it's good to see Carl back out onto the racetrack here, rocking the 81 ride here today in that one. Plain black, white, and orange. Number 81 for Carl Kilgore. We see Cody Kinsey out there in the 2 ride. Chad Putterbow out there as well. See Cody McCoy, Eric Eshton. I'm going to murder that last name still every time. I already know it. Johnny Ratley out there in the 1 ride. Johnny looking very good, very stout already, quickly out of the gate here. Yo, my old man Ben Bebo coming in with that like on the stream. What is good, Dad? Coming in showing the love. Vicky, Miss Scholler coming in showing the love with that heart reaction. What is good, Vicky? How you doing? How are you tonight? As we're going to get ready to set them loose here once again for another wild evening of dirt track racing with the Dirt Street Stocks. As, man, Knoxville Raceway, always one of the most beautiful racetracks out there. These guys making it look very, very easy to run around this racetrack, but it's a very difficult racetrack. But man, you can get some beautiful looking photos out here in this one. Cody out there as well, as we make sure everything's good over on Twitch. Everything looks excellent over there. We're going to jump over to YouTube quickly, make sure everything's looking perfect over on the YouTube channel. These guys are getting ready to rock and roll. You guys know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button. If it's your first time here, jump into the chat. Let them know that you're watching. Let them know you're cheering these drivers on, as another good-sized field here. We get some more cars jumping in. Good to see John Quill Jr. jumping in here as well. So hopefully John's got his truck back and he's back in there racing with the boys. Alright, we're quickly just making sure we got everything ready and set over on YouTube. We're gonna do this after the stream goes live, so boom, 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 everything's good over there now. So we're gonna get ready to set these drivers loose. We see Richard Cairo out there, as well as Cairo out there in that number 14 ride. So we definitely see some new drivers out here. A lot of cars jumping into this one. We're currently sitting at, what, 19, 20, looking at 25 cars, 25, maybe even 30 cars before this one's done. Gonna be an absolutely amazing race. A ton of action, a ton of side-by-side battling, and probably a ton of drivers getting up on the wheel, getting up into that outside wall. It's gonna be a ton of fun. Gonna be a lot of good action out there. Dad says, I'm good. I am doing very, very good, Dad. I'm doing very good. Hopefully everyone else in the chat is doing good as well. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful Monday. Hopefully this will help get you through the Monday, the Monday blues a little bit more, just a little bit more. Getting rid of those Monday blues here with a little bit of Peacemaker Gaming and some dirt track racing with, all of our favorite drivers out here on the racetrack. We do see Dustin Benton in that Throttle Down Motorsports, Precision Auto Body, WB Creative Designs, number 34 ride out onto the racetrack. JC West out there as well in the 73. We see Brian Taft in his 83 machine out there on the racetrack. Brian in that BCR Sim Products NH Lens number 83, looking very stout here in this one as well. As practice slowly but surely coming to a close, we're going to get ready to set them loose here in just a little bit. Just under a minute here, we're going to get ready to go green flag racing. So the action is just about to get started, so don't go anywhere. Make sure you got your popcorn ready. Make sure you got your dinner ready. Hopefully you're ready to just rock and roll with us here for another night of awesome racing action. Yo, JC Windsor, my boy JC coming in, showing the love. What is good, JC? How you doing, my boy? Mr. Windsor coming in, showing the love, smashing that like on the stream. What is good, homie? How are ya? How you doing, my boy? How you doing? Hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful evening as well. Woo. All right. Checkered flag is out on practice here. That means we're going to get ready for some qualifying action about to get underway here in just a couple more seconds as these drivers are going to jump out onto the racetrack here for their qualifying effort. Woo. Oh, baby. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we'll see who the first driver is out onto the racetrack here. We do see Dalton McDaniel quickly jumping out here in the 69 ride, trying to lay down his quick times here for qualifying. Bradley Means in the 0B machine looking to have a good run here as well. We see James Stockton in that dark side householder racing number 37 ride. Jim Revis in the DWR iRacing I-Flag number 57 jumping out onto the racetrack as well. Joey Brewer out there in the 4 ride. Grady Ehrman out there in the 43. Then we see Kenny Taylor out there in that 38 ride. Cody Kinsey in the 2. Richard Cairo out there in that 14 ride. Looking to have himself a great run as well. Cody McCoy, Chad Putterbow, Carl Kilgore in the 81 ride out there. Eric Eschstand out there as well in the 12 ride. Looking to have a good run. Dakota Proud, Michael Olson jumping out onto the racetrack in the 9 ride. We saw Olson out here last time for this race. We see JC West out there. Ryan Taft jumping out onto the racetrack now as well. We see Jason Ganells in the 44 ride. Jumping out onto the racetrack in that Quill Racing 5.6 graphics. Cocky Floyd Consulting number 444. Woo! Some good racing action all around the track here as drivers trying to lay down their quickest lap times. Currently, Jim Revis with that quick lap time in this one. Dalton McDaniel in second, but Jim Revis currently has that quick time. Carl Kilgore even back in that 5th position. Not the qualifying run I'd expect out of that 81 ride. Bradley Means up into position number 3 here as Richard Cairo jumps up into that 4th spot. Cody Kinsey up into position number 4. Chad Putterbow up into position number 8 as Joey Brewer jumps up into position number 4. A good run there out of the 4 ride. Moving himself up the field here. See Seth Castle out onto the racetrack as well. There's Seth in the 7 ride. Looks like he's going back to his old paint scheme here in this one. We see Dakota Proud out there in the 19 machine. Daniel Eschstand out there as well in the 28 ride, looking to have himself a good run. Here's John Quill Jr. in that Quill Racing 5.6 graphics. Cocky Floyd Consulting number 777 ride, looking to put down a good lap. Dustin Benton out there onto the racetrack as well. Dustin in that 34 ride, looking to have himself a great run as well as qualifying slowly but surely coming to a close. Yo, Cecil Kirkpatrick coming in, showing the love. Marie Morgan coming in, smashing that like on the stream as well. Marie, how you doing? Cecil coming in, showing the love as well, smashing that like on the stream. If you guys are just tuning in, make sure you do exactly that. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button as we're going to get ready to go green flag racing here in just a little bit. Qualifying just about to get wrapped up here. We see Johnny Ratley in the 1 ride jumping out onto the racetrack here. We'll have to see where Ratley can line himself up for this A-main feature event as he's going to slide into position number 2 there on the time chart. Seth Castle in position number 3 here, but no one's been able to knock off Jim Revis Revis with a very, very fast lap time. Johnny Ratley.
Let's go!
Actually showing that his... I don't know, it's interesting. Must be his best from practice or something. Something's messed up there. But Ratley in second. Jim Revis in that top spot right now. Seth Castle in position number 3. Joey Brewer and Dalton McDaniel round out our top 5 here for qualifying. Dustin Benton still out there looking to finish up his qualifying effort. He's going to take his ride off the racetrack. We do see the House of Speed number 11 ride of Jordan LaFawn as Jordan jumps out onto the racetrack here. Jordan looking to lay down a very quick lap time, looking to get his night kicked off on the right foot here. As I do believe there's a few drivers that may have made contact with the wall here. I see Michael Olson, James Stockton, Dustin Benton, Jason Ganells, Eric Eschlind, Jeremy Akins, all not getting a qualifying lap in here. So it's going to be interesting to see if whether or not they made some contact with the outside wall and if that eliminated their qualifying runs. That's what looks like it's happened, as it's going to finish that way. So, qualifying coming to an end. That means we're going to get ready here for heat race number 1. Heat race number 1 about to get underway. Ricky Chandler coming in with that heart reaction. What is good, Ricky? Cody Kinsey coming in, showing the love as well with that like on the stream. Helfton Gaming coming in with that like in this share. Mr. Jordan LaFawn coming in with that like as well. What is good, Jordan? What is good, my boy? Making sure he jumps in, takes Pete Fitzsimmons, making sure he gets his grandma in here. Love to see it. Love to see it, my boy. So we're going to get ready to set them loose here in just another couple seconds as these drivers get loaded up and into the sim. Johnny Nolan cheering on the DWR guys over there on YouTube, saying, let's go, DWR. Let's go, Mr. Nolan. Let's go, my boy, coming in showing the love. Yo, Cody McCoy, Clifford Bellamy coming in, showing the love as well. Cody coming in with that share and the like. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it as we're going to get ready here for heat race number 1 as these drivers lined up down pit side, starting on the pole in the DWR iRacing I-Flag JRE number 57. That is Jim Revis. To his outside in the Joey's Woodworking.
Let's go!
Dark Side Racing number 4. That is Joey Brewer. Starting on the inside, a row number 2 in the 71 ride. That is the Malum Electric 71H ride. Is the Wild Bills Bibs Liquor number 71H of William Hargraves. To his outside in the number, let me take a double look-see-poo here at it. We're trying to find it. I do believe it's the 28 ride. There he is. That is Daniel Ashton starting there in position number 4. Starting on the inside here in row number 3. You see that 81 ride. That is Carl Kilgore, but it looks like some things are getting mixed up here a little bit. Looks like Jim Revis starting towards the back here. Joey Brewer getting sent to the back as well. And the 37 of James Stockton all going to the back. So our lineup's going to be completely different. That moves William Hargraves to the top here. So William Hargraves now our leader. The 14, Richard Cairo there in position number 2. Kilgore, Ashland, they're in 3rd and 4th. Kenny Taylor, Michael Olson, they're in 5th and position number 6. Then we see Jim Revis going back to position number 7. Joey Brewer there to his outside, and James Stockton rounding out the field. Yo, Dalton McDaniel, William Hargraves coming in, showing the love, smashing the reactions on the stream. What is good, fellas? William, good luck, my boy. Starting on the pole here as we're going to see the green flag out in the air here. Heat race number 1 underway. Heat race number 1 quickly underway here as we throw that green flag in the air. Hargraves going to slide up the racetrack here, clear the 14 ride of Richard Cairo as Cairo right there in position number 2. Daniel Ashland right there in position number 3 here as he's got Carl Kilgore down to his inside. Kilgore in that white, orange, and black number 81 ride, currently in that 4th position on the racetrack. So I do believe the top 3 are going to transfer through into the A main. Everybody else is going to go to the consolation race. Michael Olson up on the outside here as now he has Jim Revis and the 38 ride. Kenny Taylor down to his inside looking for a good run off the high side here at corner number 4 as the 9 ride going to stay in position number 5. He's going to try to close the gap now on the 81 machine of Carl Kilgore's Kilgore. Still on the outside looking in as William Hargraves continues to lead the way. Richard Cairo right there in position number 2, and Daniel Eshton there in position number 3. Kilgore, Olsen, Jim Revis, who had to start there at the back of the pack in position number 7. Only worked himself one position forward here. So is in James Stockton as Kenny Taylor, unfortunately sliding back now to the 8th position. Joey Brewer right there in position number 9, trying to find himself another couple spots forward here in this one as William Hargraves continues to lead the way. Hargraves trying to run away with heat race number 1. What a run, what a race so far for William Hargraves here in this one. I don't believe it is one lap left to go. Let me get a quick refresh on our browser here. Get a quick refresh there on that bad boy right there. There we go. Long heat races here as we're halfway in and halfway to go. William Hargraves continues to lead the way. Richard Cairo right there in position number 2, looking right at the back bumper of our race leader in that dirt Panda Malum Electric, number 71H. Daniel Eshton there in position number 3 with Carl Kilgore there in position number 4, looking for more as now Jim Revis has worked himself up into position number 5 here after being sent back to that 7th position. He was supposed to be our pole sitter with a quick time in qualifying, but had to start back in position number 7. He's already up into position number 5, and he's all over the back bumper here of Carl Kilgore. Good to see Carl back out onto the racetrack here, back out onto the simulator, as it's been a little while since we saw Carl out here on the racetrack. Good to see him back out here. It's probably a little bit rusty, trying to knock that rust off here in these dirt street stocks. Looking good though, currently in that 4th position, trying to hold off Jim Revis as the 71H ride of Hargraves tries to hold off the 14 ride of Richard Cairo as Cairo right there in position number 2. Daniel Eshton right there in position number 3 as Kilgore. Down on the bottom side here in 3 and 4, you see the 57 right of Jim Revis up around the outside looking for a big run. Almost a little bit of contact, but they keep on going here as the white flag has been displayed one more time around here for our race leader. As our race leader out in front, that's William Hargraves headed down the backstretch here in the 71H machine, but down to the bottom side, the 14 of Richard Cairo takes a look, can't quite make it stick, is down through 4 and down the front straightaway. It's all William Hargraves here in heat race number 1. Richard Cairo there in 2nd, and Daniel Eshton there in position number 3. Everybody else there will go to the consolation races. Our top 3 are going to advance. Everybody else is going to go to the consi as we're going to get ready here for heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 about to get underway. Yo, Craig Michael Deacon, my boy Craig coming in showing the love. What is good, Craig? Craig coming in, smashing that like on the stream as well. Mr. Quill, good to see you as always, my boy. Johnny coming in showing the love, says wheeling and dealing, my boy. Wheeling and dealing is right. Michael, Craig cheering on Mr. Carl Kilgore. Good to see Carl back out on the racetrack. John, good to see you back on the sim, my boy. I wasn't sure if you were going to get back on or not, but I mean, by the looks of it, you got your rig back, you got your transport back, and hopefully you got everything set back up and ready to rock and roll and get to run some laps here with us again tonight. So we're going to get ready here for heat race number 2. Starting on the pole in the 1 ride is the iRacing iFlag DWR number 1. That is Johnny Ratley. To his outside in the 83 ride, that is Brian Taft. Starting on the inside, a row and number 2 as, oh gosh, we're already getting some contact here. Starting on the inside, a row and number 2 in the 2 ride, that is Cody Kinsey. And to his outside, that is the 777 machine, the Quill Racing 5.6 Graphics, Cocky Floyd Consulting, Logitech, number 777 of John Quill Jr. Starting on the inside, a row number 3 in the 34 ride is the Big D machine. That is Dustin Benton. To his outside in the 19 ride. No, actually it's the 444 ride of Jason Ganels. And then we see Dalton McDaniel starting on the inside, a row at number 4. Dakota Proud right there behind him, and Jeremy Akins bringing up the rear of the field there in that DWR iRacing I-Flag number 57 ride. Cool stream here, man. Jacob, my boy, I'm glad you enjoy it, homie. I'm glad you enjoy it. We try to do our best. We try to do our best. Not gonna lie, as we're gonna get ready to go green flag racing here in just a little bit. The boys trying to figure out what's going on back here in the final 5 positions, as they're kind of all mixed up still, but we're gonna get that one to go. We're gonna set them loose next time down out of corner number 4. So all these drivers getting prepped and ready to go here. A little bit of a blink there out of that 777 ride of John Quill Jr. Is this where they're supposed to be? I don't know what's going on. These guys are switching positions, and I just what was on the high side, then they were on the bottom side. They've been all over the place here. So I don't know who's starting where, but all I know is the one ride of Johnny Ratley starting on the pole position. He sees that green flag in the air, and he is gone. Quickly putting that pedal to the metal. Brian Taft trying to hang right there with him, as here comes the 34 ride. The big D machine of Dustin Benton pushing that 83 ride right down into corner number 3. Dustin gonna try to hook down low here, get a good run off of corner number 4, but that middle side is gonna pay off good here for the 83 of Brian Taft, as he's gonna hold on to position number 2. He's gonna slide up the racetrack here, as here comes another big run out of that 34 ride. It's right there behind him, Cody Kinsey. They're in position number 4 and looking for more, as Cody there in that second position on the outside of a transfer spot looking in here. He's got a pair of those Quill Racing rides right there behind him. Jason Ganels and John Quill Jr. there in 5th and 6th. We see that 57 ride of Jeremy Akins, Dalton McDaniel, and Dakota Proud bringing up the rear of the field here, as Johnny Ratley continues to pull away more and more and more, as that Evil One Graphics DWR ride continues to pull away. Brian Taft and the BCR Sim Products number 83 ride, they're in position number 2. Trying to hold off a hard charging number 34 ride, as that Throttle Down Motorsports DCSSS Precision Auto Body number 34 of Dustin Benton all over his back bumper. Dustin trying to find himself another position here, get out of the hot seat, as right now he's in that 3rd and final transfer position. Cody Kinsey right there behind him on the outside looking in, as you see that 444 ride of Jason Ganels all over his back bumper. Looks for a big run here down the backstretch, as he takes a peek to the inside of the 2 machine. So Cody has his hands full, as here comes the slide job out of the 44 ride. Jason Ganels going for the move there in 3 and 4. The crossover coming out of the 2 ride. This is exactly what Brian Taft wants to hear in position number 3 now, as you see the 34 ride of Dustin Benton's worked himself around Brian Taft. So Taft now onto the hot seat there in position number 3. He's going to take another look down to the inside here. A crossover coming out of Dustin Benton, as they're going to battle side by side here for position number 2. You'd think they'd try to just get single file and ride it out here, as they want to transfer through into this A main feature event, as Jason Ganels making some quick work here, some fast work, as that 444 ride quickly working himself up into position number 4 and looking for more. His teammate John Quill Jr. gonna try to follow him right on through into position number 5 here, as they both made their way around Cody Kinsey, as Kinsey there in position number 7 now, as Jeremy Akins down to the inside. A little bit of contact. The 69 ride of Dalton McDaniel, a little bit of a door slam there in that one, as see the 19 ride of Dakota Proud hanging strong right there in position number 9. But out in front, it's all Johnny Ratley. Ratley loves to see them duking it out behind him, as he stretched his lead out now to a good 3.5 seconds, as out of nowhere, here comes Jason Ganels. Ganels making a move in 1 and 2. He's jumped up into that second position. He's going to get a 2-for-1 deal down in 3 and 4, as he's worked himself around the 34 and the 83. Dustin Benton's going to battle back strong, as the white flag has been displayed. Brian Taft rolling right through the middle side here with that 5-6 graphics. Quill Racing, Cocky Floyd Consulting, number 444 ride with the big run here on the outside is going to try to make that pass once again on the 34 of Dustin Benton for position number 2 as they try to lock themselves into the A main feature event, as the one ride of Johnny Ratley is going to pick up the checkered flag. Johnny is going to work himself into the show here. Jason Ganels there in second, and then Dustin Benton in that third and final transfer spot, as everybody else will go to the consolation race. Those three working themselves into the show. Yo, Heather Jones. Heather coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream and the exclamation mark followage. Heather coming in with the 907 days of being a follower. Absolutely insane, Heather. Absolutely insane, my girl. Coming in with the 900 plus days of being a follower. That is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yo, Dean Kinsey coming in, showing the love as well. Says, move up, laugh out loud. Move up. He's trying to tell us. Dean, is it brother, son? Let me know here, because I see Dean and I see Jacob and obviously Cody in here racing. It'd be nice to know the little bit of a family tree there, so that way I don't, mispronounce any of it or anything else, As we're going to get ready here for heat race number 3. Heat race number 3 going to jump up. He's your son? Okay, so Cody's your son. Okay, good to know. So we're going to get ready here for heat race number 3, starting on the pole in this one. In the 7 ride, that is Seth Castle. To his outside in the 13 machine, that is Cody McCoy. Starting in position number 3 in the 73, it's the Dirt Street Stock number 73 of JC West. Starting to his outside in the 12 ride, that is Eric Eshton. And starting on the inside, a row number 3 in the 20P machine, that is the DWR iRacing iFlag number 20P of Chad Putterbow. To his outside in the 0B machine, it's the Dark Side Racing, Householder Racing, number 0B of Bradley Means. And then we see that 43 ride right there in position number 7, the Dark Side Racing, number 43 of Grady Ehrman, and Jordan LaFawn in the House of Speed, number 11, bringing up the rear of the field there in position number 8. As a little bit of contact, around goes Cody McCoy. Some heavy damage. JC West collected in that one as well. Jordan LaFawn with a little bit of damage as well. So you can see that damage on the front end of that car, as we'll take a look back and see what happens here. Cody McCoy down in corner number 1 on the opening lap, sends it in here. Just looks like the 73 just unfortunately gets in there a little bit deeper than what Cody does. Gets that little bit of a knock there on the rear bumper. Lifts those rear tires up and unfortunately spins that 13 car around in a tough break to their heat race action. Cody McCoy already taking his ride down pit side. JC West there in position number 7. Jordan LaFawn here in 6, but he has got a good distance to make up. It's out in front. Seth Castle continues to lead the way. Eric Eshton there in position number 2. And Bradley Means in the Dark Side Racing, number 0B ride in position number 3. Chad Putterbow there in position number 4. Grady Ehrman right there behind him in that 5th position. John Quill Jr., my boy John, coming in with the 500 star dono. John, my boy, coming in, setting it off. What is good, John? What is good, my boy? Absolutely crazy. If you are new, don't forget to drop a follow and to like the stream. Enjoy the positive vibes. You will love it on here tonight. Absolutely, Heather. Absolutely, my girl. Absolutely beautiful. The vibes are always inclement. There's nothing better than being here on any given night, but a Monday night like tonight, this is the place you want to be, as Seth Castle is in that top spot here for heat race number 3. Eric Eshton there in position number 2. Bradley Means in that 3rd and final transfer spot, holding on here to that 3rd position as Grady Ehrman and Chad Putterbow continue to duke it out back there for position number 4 and 5. Jordan LaFawn is getting some laps in here, but that car unfortunately pretty damaged up. Definitely struggling a bit there for the 11 ride of Jordan LaFawn here in heat race number 3 after that opening lap contact. The 73 ride Didn't look like he got too much damage, got bounced around and turned around, but doesn't look like too many broken body panels or broken parts there on that 73 ride. He's going to keep on rocking and rolling as out in front, Seth Castle continues to lead the way. Seth out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done. Yo, Cody Mackin here coming in, showing the love. What is good, Cody? What is good, my boy? Thank you for pinning my comment on here tonight, bro. Absolutely, Heather. Absolutely, you know it. Seth Castle side by side here. Eric Eshton right there to his inside. A good battle at the front of the field here as they battle door to door here down the front straightaway. The laps continue to click off here. They head down across the start finish line with 2 more laps left to go. Bradley Mead seeing those two duke it out right here as the 12 ride still underneath of our what was our race leader, but I think the 12 ride here through 3 and 4. I don't know, a big run up there on the high side for the 7 ride. Seth Castle is going to get rocking and rolling here. Castle gonna stay out in front ever so slightly over the 12 ride as they continue to duke it out. The 12 down on the bottom through the slick stuff. And 7 ride up on the high side, getting those big momentum runs, but this time he's gonna jump down to the bottom side as you see Eric go for a slide up to the middle side of the racetrack, looking for a big run. Unfortunately, gonna run out of time as it's all Seth Castle here in heat race number 3. Eric Eshton and Bradley Means gonna round out our top 3 here and transfer through into the A main feature event. Grady Ehrman, Chad Putterbow, JC West, Jordan LaFawn, and Cody McCoy are gonna go to the consolation race. We're actually going to get ready here. Looks like our C main and B main here in this one. The top 7 are going to advance into the feature here. So it looks like 1 driver, unfortunately, from this C main is going to get sent home as we're going to kind of make it a little bit brighter out here. Just because it's a little bit dark. So we're going to kind of brighten it up just ever so slightly here. Perfect. Cody, my boy, Mr. McIntyre, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed that heat race action, make sure y'all hit that like button on the stream if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch or Facebook, hit the follow button. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that sub button as we're going to continue to keep on growing more and more and more every single channel that we broadcast to, and we're going to continue to keep on growing at record paces. I'm your rising fan now. Oh my gosh, Heather, I love to see that. I love to see that, Heather. We always love to see our rising fans and our whatever other little names that Facebook gives. They give share things and they give, you know, different badges for everybody.
Let's
if you look
go.
at Heather's right now, it's got a little 2 above it. That's for our 2-year anniversary follower, and there's some other ones as well. Star donators, subscribers, sharers, and just a lot of crazy stuff as we're gonna get ready here for our first consolation race. This is our C main event. 7 drivers are gonna transfer through. 1 driver is gonna go home early. Starting on the pole in the 57 ride, that is Jim Revis. To his outside in the 43, that is Grady Ehrman. Starting on the inside, a row at number 3 in that 5.6 Graphics, Logitech, Seaver Racing, Cocky Floyd Consulting, Quill Racing, number 777, that is John Quill Jr. To his outside, we see the 9 ride of Michael Olson, then Cody Kinsey, JC West, Kenny Taylor, and Cody McCoy rounding out the field here in this one. Quickly, Jim Revis putting the pedal to the metal here. Is that iRacing iFlag DWR number 57 ride continues to keep on trucking. Can you please put your Twitch page in chat so I can follow you on Twitch? I can definitely do that, Heather. I can definitely do that. I don't know. Let me see here. We might be able to make this quick. We might be able to make it quick here. I'm not sure. As Jim Revis leads the way here. Revis out in front doing what he does best, and that's lead the way. He was supposed to start on that pole position in heat race number 1 here after the quickest lap time in qualifying. Got sent to the back of the pack, and here he is in a consolation race trying to work himself into the show. These guys continue to duke it out. Right there behind him, you see John Quill Jr. in position number 3, looking for another couple more positions here Grady Ehrman right there in front of him, trying to reel in that 57 ride of Jim Revis. Michael Olson in position number 4 as you see the 38 ride of Kenny Taylor and the 2 machine of Cody Kinsey battling nose to tail there. That's for the 5th and 6th position. And then JC West in that 73 ride in that 7th and final transfer position into the A main feature event. Right here, right now, Cody McCoy there in that 8th position. You got to remember, it was JC who unfortunately got into the back bumper of Cody McCoy in heat race number 3 to spin him around at the front of the field. So could be a little bit of payback. These drivers seem to have a very good memory, and I don't think Cody would have forgotten that already. And we may see that bumper come out to play here if that opportunity presents itself late in this one, as I know the 13 ride wants to make it into this A main feature event just as badly as that 73 at JC West. As Jim Revis leads the way, Grady Ehrman right there in position number 2. A very slick looking new paint scheme here for the 43 ride as that Dark Side Racing, Householder Racing number 43 in position number 2. Then you see John Quill Jr. in that Quill Racing. Cocky Floyd Consulting, 5-6 Graphics. Number 777 ride trying to hold off the 9 ride. They almost make a little bit of contact there. The 777 machine almost goes around, but somehow keeps it pointed in the right direction. Yo, Cody McIntyre Sr. coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. Coy Chandler coming in with that like as well. What is good, Coy? How you doing, my boy? As Jim Revis still out in front, continuing to lead the way here. So we'll get a quick refresh here on our overlay here. We definitely want to make sure that's nice and refreshed here as we get 8 more laps left to go. 7 more laps this next time by the start-finish line as Grady Ehrman once again taking a look underneath of our race leader, the 57 of Jim Revis. John Quill Jr. in this 9 ride of Michael Olson continue to duke it out for that 3rd and 4th position. See Michael getting some big runs here, trying to diamond the racetrack a little bit more than what the 777 ride is. So you can see how you can see how difficult this racetrack is already starting to get. It's pretty slick down there through the bottom and then into the middle of the racetrack. So you can see some different lines starting to come out here. You see some guys running, the slide job lane. You see guys, entering super high, trying to pitch the car down the racetrack, getting these big runs down the straightaways. So definitely some interesting maneuvers out here by some of these drivers. As the 2 ride of Cody Kinsey there in position number 5, trying to transfer himself into the A main feature event as JC West right behind him in 6th, and then Cody McCoy in the 38 ride of Kenny Taylor battle side by side for that 7th and final transfer spot into the A main feature event. Yo, Heather coming in with that follow over on Twitch as well. Heather, my girl, welcome to the Peacemaker family over there on Twitch as well. If you guys haven't already as well, Twitch, if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free over there. Costs you absolutely nothing. All you got to do is create a Twitch account, hit that Prime sub. You can send it to me. You can send it to any of your favorite streamers over there on Twitch. But don't forget, if you have Amazon Prime, you'll have that ability to send, I think it's one free Prime sub per month or something like that because you're an Amazon Prime member. As out in front, Jim Revis continues to hold off that 43 ride of Grady Ehrman as Ehrman continues to try to find himself a way around this 57 ride. But Jim Revis proving that he's a very difficult car out there to try to get around us. He can kind of hold his own out there. Doesn't matter which lane you try to choose or which lane he jumps down to. He's going to find that enough speed that he just can't quite get by him. As the 9 ride of Michael Olson going to go for the big slide job there on John Quill Jr. as these two have been duking it out side by side here for so many laps. Yo, my boy Matthew Glenn coming in showing the love. What is good, Matthew? What about Prime? You missed it. You missed it. Okay, so if you have Amazon Prime over on Twitch, you get a free subscription over on Twitch. So if you have a Twitch account, that'd be for me or any other streamer over there. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link your Amazon Prime in your Twitch account and you get a free sub every month. So it's basically, that $5 subscription fee per month could go towards a streamer, and it just basically comes out of whatever you pay for Amazon Prime. So you don't pay any extra money, just Amazon actually loses a bit of money when it goes to that streamer. Just a cool little thing that they've done as Twitch and Amazon have worked together as that B-main or C-main is going to come to a close there. That one actually ended a lot quicker than I thought it was going to as those guys duked it out there around the racetrack. We'll take a quick look back at our finishing order as that's why our stupid overlay doesn't like to work for consolation races as Bet, I got you. Let's go, my boy. We'll take a look back and see how it all played out as it looks like Kenny Taylor in that 38 ride. Unfortunately, going to be the driver on the outside looking in. He's going to be loading up and joining the fans in the stands here. An unfortunate break there for that 38 machine, but Jim Revis holding off Grady Ehrman for position number 1 in this one. Grady right there in that second position. Michael Olsen jumping up and taking third away from John Quill Jr. Cody Kinsey coming home there in position number 5. JC West and Cody McCoy coming home in that 7th and final transfer position out there on the racetrack as we're going to get ready here for our B main race. So our B main about to get underway. Once again, 7 drivers this time. 2 drivers are going to go home. So 2 drivers going to go home here in this one. That's a heartbreaker here as there's a lot of fast cars in this one. And it's going to be sad to see 2 of them, unfortunately, loading up their car and parking it on the trailer here as lights are off that official iRacing pace car. We're going to get ready to set them back loose out in front, starting on the pole. It's the 83 machine of Brian Taft to his outside in the 81 ride. That is Carl Kilgore. Starting in position number 3 in the 20P, it's the DWR iRacing iFlag 20P at Chad Putterbow to his outside of the DWR number 57. That is Jeremy Akins. Starting in position number 5 in the Householder Racing, Dark Side Racing, number 37. That is James Stockton, and to his outside in the Cocky Floyd Consulting. House of Speed, number 11. That's Jordan LaFawn. Then we see the 69 of Dalton McDaniel, Joey Brewer, and Dakota Proud rounding out the field here as out in front, it's all the 83 as it's Brian Taft out in front here. Taft continuing to lead the way, but here comes Carl Kilgore up on the high side. Carl's taken a few months off from the simulator. He's been winning races and picking up big checks and checkered flags in real life, but here he is back onto the sim and picking right up where he left off, and that's jumping out in front of one of these dirt street stock races. Quickly, the 81 machine takes that lead down the front straightaway, leads lap number 1 and leads him back down into quarter number 3 here now as Brian Taft tried to hold on to it as he gets a little bit of a bump there from the 57 right of Jeremy Akins. Akins goes up the racetrack, slides all the way back into position number 6 here as Dalton McDaniel stays inside some contact right in front of him. Around goes the 20P of Chad Putterbow. Chad Putterbow and James Stockton come together. Unfortunately, both of them on the outside looking in here now. As we'll take a look and see what happens here as Chad looks like he just sends it in and unfortunately keeps sliding up the racetrack a little bit more and gets into that left rear of the 37 ride and goes for a little bit of a spill there. We'll take another quick look at this one from a different angle here as he just sends it in and slides up the racetrack, and then fortunately for him and the 37, looks like Stockton somewhat caught it, so he's been able to keep on going here as he's actually worked himself back up and around Dakota Proud for that 7th position in this one. As Jordan LaFawn's worked himself up into position number 3. Now the 11 machine trying to work himself closer and closer to the front as he's right on the back bumper here of the 83 of Brian Taft, but Carl Kilgore out in front here as Kilgore continues to lead the way. Brian Taft in second, Jordan LaFawn there in third, looks for a big run here, cutting down the corner of corner number 2 here, down past the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame. Kilgore out in front, LaFawn going to go for the slide job here in 3 and 4. The 83 of Taft going to try to battle back to his rear bumper, but looks like he's going to fall in line here and keep on behind that number 11 ride, trying to keep their cars clean and green here as Jeremy Akins there in 4th, trying to hold off that 4 ride of Joey Brewer. That's my guy. Get it, number 81, says Matthew. Cheering on the 81 of Carl Kilgore. And he says, make it a Twitch account now. Oh my gosh, my boy, you're crazy. Dalton McDaniel there in position number 6, and James Stockton in that 7th and final transfer position here in this B main consolation race. Dakota Proud on the outside looking in, and unfortunately for the 20P ride, that iRacing iFlag DWR JRE Evil 1 graphics number 20P at Chad Putterbow. He's looking his ride down pit side here. Unfortunately, he's going to call it an evening there in that 20P ride as Carl Kilgore continues to lead the way. Kilgore out in front in the 81 ride, that plain black, white, and orange machine, showing these drivers how to get it done as he continues to lead the way here. Jordan LaFawn in position number 2, Brian Taft right there in that 3rd position. Joey Brewer, Jeremy Akins, and Dalton McDaniel battle side by side there for that 5th and 6th position. You can see James Stockton has a ton of speed even after almost going around there with the contact with Chad Putterbow. He's worked himself back up into the top 7 here, into a transfer spot, and he's in this battle here for that 6th, 5th, and 4th position on the racetrack. And these guys all continue to try to track down that 83 of Brian Taft as Jordan LaFawn in position number 2 here has his eyes set on Carl Kilgore, as Kilgore out in front here by about 1.1 seconds, almost 1 second flat over Jordan LaFawn, as LaFawn continuing to try to hunt down that 81 of Kilgore. Ryan Taft in 3rd, Joey Brewer holding on the 4th as side by side Jeremy Akins and Dalton McDaniel continue to battle for that 5th and 6th position, as here comes that number 37 ride once again as James Stockton down to the inside here as he's trying to take a peek to the inside of that Quill Racing, the Cocky Floyd Consulting 5.6 graphics number 69 ride of Dalton McDaniel. Daniel going to get a good run here, getting to the outside of the 4 ride of Joey Brewer. So we're going to get another little battle here for position number 4 as here comes the 37. He's going to poke his nose into it as up the racetrack goes the 4 ride. Some contact right there. The 57 has to hang on to it. The DWR number 57 ride of Jeremy Akins almost lost it right there. Dakota Proud catching up in a quick hurry. It's Carl Kilgore continuing to lead the way here. Kilgore up on the high side. You see Jordan LaFawn trying to switch up his line just ever so slightly. Went to that slide job lane there in 3 and 4 as the white flag has been displayed one more time around here for our B main consolation race as Carl Kilgore out in front down the backstretch. Down into corner number 3. He's going to protect the bottom side of the racetrack here for that big slide job lane. You can see the 11 ride going for a big run there down through 3 and 4. He's not going to be able to quite get there as it's the 81 of Carl Kilgore picking up the B main win here in this one. Brian Taft, Dalton McDaniel, James Stockton, Joey Brewer, Jeremy Akins, and Dakota Proud rounding out our top 7 and transferring through into the A main feature event. What a race, what a run right there as, oh no. Jordan LaFawn manually disconnected. Oh no. Oh, that's why. Yeah, pro qual time. I didn't want to take a spot. Good race, Kilgore. Yeah, that's a very generous move right there out of Jordan. I was like, wait a minute, where in the world did LaFawn just disappear to? I thought maybe you were just blinking a little bit. Then I saw that you disconnected. I was like, oh no. But that's a good thing. Sorry, we're sitting 33rd. They are taking 20, and we got Charlotte. Yeah, my boy, you go out there, pick up the checkered flag in that one, and put yourself up inside the top 20 for the Pro Series, my boy. You definitely do that. That's way more important than a recruitment race for this series. It's not any points, nothing on the line, really, except for practice and bragging rights. Other than that, 100%, you go do what you need to do, my boy. 100%, homie. 100%, my boy. As these drivers jumping out onto the racetrack here, they're going to get a quick little warm-up session in here. So we're going to get ready to go green flag racing in just a little bit. Whew. Man, some wild heat races, some wild runs out there for a lot of these drivers, and we saw some crazy action throughout these heat races and consolation races, and we got this lineup set, ready to go, and we're going to see these drivers jump out onto the racetrack and duke it out here in just a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be able to pick up the checkered flag in this one. We're going to see some fast cars have to work themselves from, deep in the field in our, our B main consolation winner, our C main consolation winner. There's a couple fast drivers right there with that extra little bit of lap times, having to work themselves through some traffic and work themselves towards the front of the field. It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out, but we're going to get a quick warm-up session in here, and these drivers are going to get ready to put on a show in just a little bit as we're going to get ready ourselves. If you guys are just tuning in, though, make sure y'all hit that like button on the stream, hit that share button, hit that follow button, and if you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you hit that sub button, as we're always trying to grow more and more and more over there on YouTube as well. Currently sitting at just over 300 subscribers on YouTube. We're waiting and, slowly but surely growing to that point of hitting that 1,000 subscriber marker, and that's our big goal over there on YouTube, is to hit that 1,000 subscribers over there on the red site.
Let's go!
Coming in, showing the love over on Twitch as well, because I'm sharing the love vibes on Twitch. Let's go, my girl, let's go. That's what we like to see, a little bit of love vibes over there on the old Twitchy too, as well. As we're everywhere and anywhere. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitch, we are on YouTube, we're everywhere. We haven't slowed down one little bit. We continue to keep on grinding as we're going to get ready here for this A main feature event in just a few more seconds. As our A main about to get underway here. The checkered flag coming out on practice. We're going to get ready to set these drivers loose as they're going to get loaded up into the sim and ready to rock and roll here. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button as we're going to get ready for our A main feature event. Our A main about to get underway. Woo. Move that down a little bit more. I didn't even realize that was getting blocked. We always have to move it for different games, so it's interesting to have to continuously move all that stuff every single time. As we're going to get ready here, our A main feature event about to get underway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we're going to get ready here for the Monday Night All-Stars recruitment race here on Peacemaker Gaming. Starting on the pole in this one. In the 71H ride, it's the Malum Electric Dirt Panda number 71. That is William Hargraves. to his outside in the DWR iRacing I-Flag number 1, that is Johnny Ratley. Starting in position number 3 in the 7 ride. In the Cocky Floyd Consulting number 7, that is Seth Castle. To his outside in the BCR Sim Products number 14, that is Richard Cairo. And starting in position number 5 in the Quill Racing Cocky Floyd Consulting House of Speed number 444, that is Jason Gunnels. Into his outside in the 12 ride, that is Eric Eshton. Starting on the inside, a row number 4 in the 28 is Eric Eshton, and starting to his outside in the 34 ride, that is the Big D Machine, the Throttle Down Motorsports number 34 of Dustin Benton. And we see Jim Revis in the 0B ride of Bradley Means, Carl Kilgore, Grady Ehrman, Brian Taft, Michael Olson, Dalton McDaniel, John Quill Jr., James Stockton, Cody Kinsey, Joey Brewer, Cody McCoy, Jeremy Aikens, Dakota Proud, and JC West bringing up the rear of the field as we're going to end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as we are green flag racing here at Knoxville Raceway with the Dirt Street Stocks since the Monday Night All-Stars. And out in front, it's William Hargraves as Hargraves leads the way here, leads lap number 1 as they're 3, 4 wide back here, continuing the battle for every position on the racetrack. Beating and banging, using all their fenders and everything else. We see them continuing to beat and bang back here. Unfortunately for Jim Revis, stuck in the middle, has been getting shuffled back deeper and deeper and deeper in this one. All the way back into that 19th position. Jim is going to have to try to work himself closer and closer to the front. Out in front, it's still the 71 ride, but actually he's got the 1 ride of Johnny Ratley working the middle side of the racetrack to absolute perfection. Johnny Ratley's going to try to jump up here and take that top spot away. So he's going to leave that lap down across the start finish line. We got a new race leader. Yo, Matthew Glenn, my boy, coming in with the 365 days of followage. What in the world? Coming in with that 1-year anniversary. What is up, my boy? That's what we like to see right there, the 365. Happy anniversary, my boy. Holy smokes, as Richard Cairo up into position number 3 here. Seth Castle sliding back into that 4th position. Eric Eshton right there in that 5th spot with Jason Gunnels in position number 6, having a great run here in that Quill Racing. Cocky Floyd Consulting, 5.6 Graphics, Logitech, number 444 ride up into position number 6. Daniel Ashland there in position number 7 as Carl Kilgore in the 81 ride worked himself up into position number 8 now, still trying to work himself up inside the top 5, has Dustin Benton right there behind him. Benton has a little bit of damage on the front left of that car. Could be affecting the handling on that thing as he's trying to hang on here to that 9th position as Bradley Means and the 9 ride of Michael Olson right there behind him on his back bumper. Ryan Taft there in position number 12 as Grady Ehrman right there in that 13th position. Dalton McDaniel in the Quill Racing number 69 right there in 14th. James Stockton in the Dark Side Racing number 37 in that 15th position. Then we see John Quill Jr. blinking a little bit back there in the 16th spot. That Quill Racing 5.6 Graphics 777 ride currently in position number 16, and right behind him the 2 ride, that is Cody Kinsey as Kinsey holding on to position number 17 right now, has a very fast Jim Revis behind him, but Jim unfortunately getting kind of bounced around there for the first opening lap and a half. It slid all the way back to that almost the 20th positions, worked up a couple spots here again, but still deep in this one, back in 18th with Cody McCoy there in 19th. Dakota Proud there in 20th. We see Joey Brewer in the 4 ride sliding back as well. Jeremy Aikens in the 26 or in the 57 back there in 22nd. And then JC West in 23rd, rounding out our field here. But out in front, it's all Johnny Ratley as Ratley leads the way. Richard Cairo right there in second as the 14 ride having himself a great run up into that 2nd position on the racetrack. as Seth Castle right there behind him, as Seth trying to find himself a way into this battle at the front of the field, as 1, 2, and 3 are nose to tail, and the rest of the field right there with them, as here comes 71 of William Hargraves back down the bottom side. Unfortunately here for Hargraves, he's sliding back here ever so slightly, so one of our early race leaders unfortunately sliding back through the field ever so slightly, trying to hold on to position number 5, but that 12 ride of Eric Eschland right there to his outside. Ashton right there to his outside, trying to take position number 5 as you see Seth Castle go for the big slide job there in corner number 1 and 2. He's going to try to make it work, but here comes Johnny Ratley down to the bottom side. He's going to go for the slide job over the 7 ride as the caution flag flies here in this one. For the first time in this race, we're going to see the caution flag fly. Looks like John Quill Jr. and James Stockton possibly coming together, but let's give him a round of applause there. That was a decent little run there. 13 laps of good green flag hard racing out there on the racetrack. These guys put on a good show for us. We'll take a look back and see what happens here to John Quill Jr. in that 37 ride of James Stockton as they come together just a little bit. Oh, the 9 ride was already turned around here on the racetrack. The 37 ride unfortunately gets into him, and then the 777 ride gets into the 37. We'll try to play it back here just a little bit as the 9 ride of Michael Olson unfortunately looks like he's going to get pinched up to the outside wall here just a little bit as just a little bit of contact there, gets up into the outside wall, kind of just drags him into it. Dalton McDaniel kind of gets a piece of him and helps him go around. He's going to do a quick little 180 and keep on rolling there in that 5-6 graphics. The Witch Doctor number 9 ride, but some pretty heavy damage there. So he's got to take that thing down pit side and get some repairs done. As we'll stack them back up, re-rack them, and get ready to go back to green flag racing. Kilgore doing a good job so far. Mr. Glenn Kilgore up into position number 7 here on the racetrack. See if he can keep on trucking here. See if he can work himself back up towards the front. All right, as we get these drivers stacked back up, Johnny Ratley out in front here. I do believe Ratley is going to get that Delaware restart here, so he's going to be out in front by himself on this restart quickly. He's going to put that pedal down and get a good jump here over our 2nd and 3rd place drivers as they battle side by side behind him up into the outside wall. Pretty good there. That's going to open up the bottom side though for Richard Cairo, as Cairo right there. You see William Hargraves go up the racetrack there. The 0B rider Bradley Means trying to hold on to it here. They continue to battle all around this racetrack. Some great racing action as we're going to jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. So ladies and gentlemen, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver. right, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for all these drivers here in that crank it up session. Nice, good, clean, crank it up right there. No crank it up caution flag. That's what we like to see. We don't like to see those caution flags come out, but man, what a race up here at the front of the field right now as these guys continue to duke it out. Our top four have separated themselves pretty good here from our 5th place driver. About a 2.5 second difference between our 4th place car and our 5th place driver, Dustin Benton. As Benton there in position number 5. Carl Kilgore right there behind him in position number 6. Jim Revis there in 7th. Jason Ganells in 8th. Dalton McDaniel there in 9th. And Bradley Means in position number 10 here. But out in front, it's still Johnny Ratley. But he's got Seth Castle, Richard Cairo, and Eric Eschstand right there in position number 4. They're all right there on his back bumper. My boy Matthew Glenn. Matthew coming in, showing the love. Matthew with the 70-star dono. Let's go, my boy. Matthew coming in, showing the love with the 70-star dono. Jumping in, showing the love here as... Man, let's get some love for all these drivers, man. Some great, good, you know, very, very clean racing out there. We've seen some contact. We've seen some, you know, full fender contact out there, but that's hard dirt street stock racing is, you know, a little bit of contact here and there, not spinning each other out, but, you know, using the fenders to your advantage here and there. And we've seen it throughout the front. We've seen it at the back. We've seen it all over the place. You see one driver missing a front bumper there. That is the 777 rider, John Quill Jr. Unfortunately, without that front bumper, going to get a little bit worse. Drive off as the 28 ride. Going to get into the 777 ride, and around he goes. No caution flag as of yet. There it is, the caution flag coming out as these two stopped on the racetrack there in corner number 4. Our race leaders weren't too far from joining those guys down there on the racetrack, and fortunately, I spoke too soon. The old announcer's curse here, and I'm going to bring up the caution flag right there. I'll take that one. That one was my fault. It was definitely the old announcer's curse right there. Is the 28 rider Daniel Eschstand right there. Looks like he's going to get into the 71 age of William Hargrave just a little bit. Gets really checked up. Unfortunately, the 37 ride of Stockton couldn't get checked up in time. John Quill Jr. didn't even really see it happen or had enough time to really try to get out of the way here as he's down to the very bottom here. And then just unfortunately the 28 ride goes down the racetrack, goes over the nose of the 37 ride, and then into the front nose there of the 37 as well. As you hear him trying to get that thing into gear there. Finally gets it into first gear, gets rolling, but unfortunately that caution flag already flying. So that means we'll get them stacked back up, re-racked, and ready to go back to battle here as out in front, Johnny Ratley continues to lead the way. Seth Castle right there in position number 2. Richard Cairo there in 3rd, and Eric Eschton right there in that 4th position with Dustin Benton and Carl Kilgore rounding out our top 6. Jim Revis, Jason Gunnels there in position number 8. And then we see Bradley Means and Dalton McDaniel in the Quill Racing, Cocky Floyd Consulting, 5-6 Graphics, Logitech number 69 ride, rounding out our top 10 as we're going to get these drivers stacked up, re-racked, and ready to go back to green flag racing. Once again, Delaware restarts here in this one. Matthew, my boy, coming in with the fire. All drivers respect being used. Absolutely, my boy. Absolutely. I'm sure we may see some respect kind of get a little bit thrown out the window towards the end, but that's any race. That's any good, hard racing action out there. And all these drivers trying to do the best that they can do and give it 110% out there on the racetrack. And one driver right now giving 110% is that number 1 rider, Johnny Ratley, as he gets a great restart in that JRE DWR iRacing iFlag number 1 ride as he gets a big jump and trying to pull away here as Richard Cairo trying to jump up and stay in position number 2 here. It's the 14 ride using that little bit of a slide job lane, trying to reel back in the one machine of Johnny Ratley. Dustin Benton up into 3rd. Here's a little bit of contact back here again. Oh, I don't know how they haven't went around here. Brian Taft has been getting bounced around like crazy. Saw Carl Kilgore right in the middle of it as well. Kilgore right in the middle here of the 12 ride. The 0B of Bradley Means as him and 57 ride of Jim Revis have been slid back ever so slightly. Some great racing. Somehow these guys have managed to keep their cars pointed in the right direction, and that's definitely street stock racing. 100% that's street stock racing with drivers losing their cool a little bit. The respect kind of going out the window just ever so slightly, but I don't think it's been all too bad here so far in this one, as the one ride of Johnny Rally out in front here, about 0.4 of a second over Richard Cairo in the 14 ride. Dustin Benton in that Precision Auto Body Throttle Down Motorsports 34 ride up into position number 3 now, as Seth Castle back into position number 7. You see the 444 ride of Jason Canals there in that Quill Racing 444 machine up into position number 6 here, and William Hargraves with a good recovery as well. We saw William back in about that 12th, 13th position not too long ago, and here he is back up inside the top 5. No, so far super chill drivers. Yeah, so far some super chill drivers. That's 100% correct. That's 100% accurate. We haven't seen too much contact. We haven't seen anyone go too far or spin anyone out on purpose. It's been a lot of just good, solid, back and forth, as we are going to see our, third caution flag of the race come out here in this one. So our third caution flag going to fly. We'll take a look back and see what happens as Cody McCoy, the 43 ride, the 37, all kind of right there. Cody in the middle here kind of gets bounced around off Brady Ehrman over the nose there, the 37 of, oh man, and then a couple drivers just unfortunately all get piled into that one. You see the 2 ride in there of Cody Kinsey, the 28 of Daniel Eschstand in there as well. We saw a few other drivers all collected in that one. The 37 of James Stockton just down the bottom side of the racetrack. Unfortunately, the contact between the 13 and his teammate sends him off the racetrack. The 83 of Brian Taft, the 9 ride as well of Michael Olson. 57 of Jeremy Akins. A lot of drivers, unfortunately, was getting a little piece of that one, as unfortunately I was right there in the middle of the corner and nowhere to go for a lot of them, and just trying to stay out of it, trying to avoid it, and then unfortunately just getting tapped from the side or spun around as well, or just hit from behind. And unfortunate break there for them, as we'll get these drivers stacked back up, re-racked, and ready to go back to green flag racing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys haven't already, once again, make sure y'all hit that like button on the stream, whether you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching on Facebook. Hit that like button on the stream for me. Hit that follow button or the subscribe button. Help us grow. Help us reach our goals over on Facebook and over on YouTube as well. Make sure you hit the follow button on Twitch if you're watching over there on the purple site, as we continue to build everywhere that we are live. And we are live in all 3 of those locations right now. Some great shows and some great racing here for each and every one of you guys. If you guys don't want to miss the racing action, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that sub button, the follow button. Turn on that live notification bell. That way you never miss it when we go green flag racing here on Peacemaker Gaming, as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. Johnny Ratley's going to see that green flag back out into the air here, as we're going to go back to the green flag. Share like Matt as well. You know it, my boy. Stockton just finding bad luck. Exactly. Stockton's just kind of been in the wrong spot at the wrong time. So isn't the 77 ride of John Quill Jr. as you see a good battle here for position number 2. And here comes the 71 ride of William Hargraves into that battle, as well as the 34 of Dustin Benton taking a look down to the inside here of the 14 of Richard Cairo. Cairo trying to hold on here to that second position on the racetrack, as the 1 machine of Johnny Ratley sees that and trying to run away more and more, as Seth Castle trying to hold on to a solid top 5 finish here. Has that 0B ride, the Dark Side Racing, Householder Racing. 0B machine of Bradley Means right there to his inside. The Quill Racing number 444 ride of Jason Gunnels there in 7th with Dalton McDaniel, his teammate, in that 5-6 graphics. Cocky Floyd Consulting, House of Speed, number 69 ride right there in 8th. Jim Revis in the iRacing iFlag, number 57 ride there in 9th. And Carl Kilgore, unfortunately, sliding back ever so slightly here as Kilgore back into position number 10 on the racetrack. He's got Grady Ehrman, James Stockton, Dakota Proud, Joey Brewer in the 9 ride of Michael Olson right there behind him. Then we see John Quill Jr., Cody McCoy, Jeremy Akins, all these guys duking it out, battling back here. You see some body panels missing. You see some front noses and everything else falling off these cars. But these guys are duking it out and battling it out back here deeper in the field. You see Daniel Ashton back there as well in the 28 ride. The 2 ride of Cody Kinsey up there in the mix of that one. You see J.C. West there at the back of the pack, and unfortunately looks like Brian Taft and Eric Eschstand unfortunately taking their rides down pit side, so a tough break for the 83 and the 12 riders. See a lot of contact, little bit of beating and banging, just drivers using those fenders, trying to get as big a run and not letting off the throttle here, trying to work themselves up to a solid finish here in this one as Johnny Ratley continues to lead the way. Richard Cairo right there in position number 2 with William Hargraves making a great rebound here. We saw William lead some laps early on in this race, slide back to about that 13th position, and then here he is late in this one, working himself back up inside the top 3, has that 14 ride right there in front of him as the 71H hooked up on the bottom side of the racetrack, just rolling that inside berm to absolute perfection. Dustin Benton right there behind him. Bradley Means rounding out our top 5 now as he works the outside of the 7 ride of Seth Castle. Castle going to try to battle back strong down low here in the 7 machine. See Carl Kilgore trying to work to the inside here of the 69 ride of Dalton McDaniel, trying to jump up and take that 9th position away from the 69 ride. Yo, Matthew, Mr. Glenn. Matthew Glenn coming in with another 70 star dono, my boy. Let's go. Much love, homie, coming in, showing the love again with the 70 star bomb. Absolutely insane, my boy. Much appreciated. Much love, my boy, coming in, showing the big love here once again tonight. As out in front, Johnny Ratley continues to lead the way, continuing to try to hold these drivers off and keep them at bay here. As lap by lap by lap, he continues to click them off here. Down through corner number 4 and down the front stretch. We're going to see 5 more laps left to go. So the big old high five coming from our flag man as they're going to head down into corner number 1 and back down the back stretch as you see William Hargraves. Another good run there through 1 and 2. He's going to jump up and make the move. He's going to get around Richard Cairo. Cairo stuck up on the high side here as that 14 ride trying to work himself into position number 3 here, trying to hold on to that 3rd position, but Dustin Benton right there to his inside. Looks like the high side maybe starting to fade away ever so slightly. Richard unfortunately stuck up there. Looks like he's trying to hold strong, but man, that 71H ride's found something down low. I think the 34 of Dustin Benton saw that a little while ago, decided to try to follow right in his tire tracks and try to use that to his advantage here and trying to follow that 71 ride right on through as Johnny Ratley searching around the racetrack here. That number 1 ride out in front as the laps continue to close down, has about half a second lead over William Hargraves, but Hargraves is right there ready to pounce. Clean racing, says Matthew, coming in with another 50 star dono, my boy, coming in showing the love once again, and some great clean racing all around the racetrack here. But man, oh man, the action is just about to get fired up here as 2 more laps left to go, that time by the start finish line. Down into corner number 3 here. Into corner number 3. Down out of corner number 4. They're going to head down the front straightaway. William Hargraves trying to track down that 1 ride as the white flag has been displayed one more time around for Johnny Ratley. Ratley down on the bottom side of the racetrack trying to hold off the hard-charging 71H ride of William Hargraves. Hargraves, 1 more shot down into corner number 3 here. Gets a little bit of a higher entry, gets a good drive, looks to the inside here of the DWR number 1 ride. Can't quite get there as he gets up on top of the berm, and it's all number 1 here as Johnny Ratley picks up the checkered flag here at Knoxville Knoxville Raceway. Ratley being able to hold off the 71H machine of William Hargraves late in this one, and Richard Cairo coming home here in position number 3. Dustin Benton back there in the 4th position, and Seth Castle rounding out our top 5. Jason Gunnels, Bradley Means, Jim Revis, Carl Kilgore, and Dalton McDaniel rounding out our top 10. But ladies and gentlemen, give it up here to our top 3 as Johnny Ratley picking up the win. A great recovery and a great rebound here for William Hargraves as he comes home in position number 2, and Richard Cairo coming home here in position number 3 as that one ride of Johnny Ratley. What a run, what a race, and what a drive right there. Good run, Kilgore. That was a great run there by Mr. Carl Kilgore. Good run. I mean, for one of his first nights back on the simulator in quite a few months, I mean, and with the competition, the talent that's out there, I mean, really, we threw him right back into the frying pan there with that one, and man, a great run, a great race. Just Viv coming in showing the love, says, congratulations, William. A fantastic night for you. A fantastic night for William there. A solid run, man. That was a tough one. That was a tough one for the Dirt Panda. Justin Vivs, Laker, Malum Electric, number 71 ride as we saw him lead early, slide quite a ways back there. He was back into about that 13th, 14th position, and then slowly but surely just clawed his way back into it. The track kind of came more into him, and then he got up there into that second spot. He was right there. Hell yeah, in with the Wolves, exactly. Threw him right in with the Wolves in that one. Listen, if you guys enjoyed that racing content, if you guys enjoyed that racing action, make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the follow button, hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Let's go, baby. What a run, what a race. Give it up for Johnny Ratley as we're going to get ready to pull him up here into the Peacemaker broadcasting booth for his post-race interview. Congrats to all drivers keeping it clean and respect. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely a great, clean, respectful race out there. That was a lot of fun. We're going to pull him up into the broadcast booth right now for his post-race interview. Hey, Johnny, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Johnny, my boy, what a race, what a run, man. We saw this racetrack change quite a bit. It kind of, went back and forth to the high side, to the bottom side there, back to the bottom, back to the high side. It was kind of moving around quite a bit on you, and you had a lot of pressure right there behind you all evening long. We saw some fast cars knocking on your doorstep. We saw, William Hargraves lead a little bit early on in this one. He battled back and was right there on your back bumper to finish this one off, but you had, Richard Cairo there and Dustin Benton, Seth Castle, a lot of very, very fast, talented race car drivers right there on your back bumper for, I'd say, probably about 90% of this race. They were glued right there to your back bumper.
Yes, sir. I just could not, pull away. On the restarts, I could get a little jump because they were racing, and then eventually they would catch me, man. The draft is so big here at this track. Seth had me pass one time, man. He had it rolling. I didn't know where the hell he was running at, and then I don't know what happened to him. Then Richard was behind me. I could notice he was coming up, and then at the end right there, like you said, William, he was all over me coming up on the bottom, man. I think if he hit about 5 more laps, he would have probably got me.
Absolutely. We saw you starting to move around the racetrack a little bit, trying to find that extra little bit of traction that you needed there. But William just found something on the bottom side as the racetrack continued. He got slicker and slicker and slicker. He kind of came into his own there. The car kind of came to him and tried to track you back down, but luckily enough for you, the laps counted down quick enough. You're able to pick up the checkered flag and park that one ride back up here in the number 1 spot and down in victory lane.
Yes, sir. I didn't know where he was gaining on me at. I know 3 and 4, I was hitting the bottom pretty good. I knew I was gaining time down there, according to my relative. And then, I don't know, in 1 and 2, he must have been eating me up somewhere. I was kind of married to the slider line and going through there. I couldn't keep it on the bottom like I wanted to, so he must have been eating me up down there. I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely probably might have been corner 1 and 2 there, as he was definitely strong, but I think he was just strong all the way around the bottom side of the racetrack. We've seen him do it a few times here in these third street stocks, just kind of get that right front or the left front just hooked right up into that little berm there and just seems to just find that extra little traction, that extra drive off. And the 71 ride's always strong here at Knoxville, but not strong enough to get around you here in this one. A few more laps he might have got around you, but I think he still had to battle there quite a bit to beat that one ride here tonight. So Johnny, congrats on a solid win. Congrats on a solid drive here as you parked that one ride once again up in victory lane. Who would you like to thank here for such a strong run and great performance out there on the racetrack?
Oh man, as always, my team over there at DWR, man, Don't Worry Racing. Great bunch of guys, man. I want to thank iRacing, iFlag, Evil One Graphics, Junk Fabrication, JRE, Hammerheads Leather, J&D Landscape, Mama Schuler Promotions, Schuler Chassis, man. I got a bunch of guys. Hammerheads Leather Shop, and man, I want to thank you, Barry, man. I think I watched the race last week over about 10 times, man. I'll probably go and watch this one, see how it is, man.
Absolutely. Well, I love it, my boy.
I appreciate
It all
you, brother.
helps. All helps push out the algo. That's for certain. All the view time and everything else. So I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you, enjoying the broadcast. And hopefully, we'll see you back up here in Victory Lane a lot more here on Monday nights, as the Monday Night All Stars is about to get kicked underway for the whole season. And this is definitely going to give you, that little bit of an extra chip on your shoulder, that little bit of extra momentum heading into the start of this season.
Almost definitely. It's gonna. I feel good right now, but tomorrow is gonna throw a monkey wrench and everything. Who knows how this game's gonna race once they do this new dirt refresh? Should be pretty interesting going into the league coming up here in a few weeks. I want to thank Dustin, man, for getting this league and putting it on for us to race, man. And I want to give a shout out to William and Richard, man. Hell of a race, man. Had fun up here. Thank you, Aaron, as always, brother.
Absolutely, Johnny, my boy. Congrats on the win. Congrats on a great run, and hopefully we'll see you back up here in Victory Lane very, very soon.
10-4, buddy. See you next time.
See ya. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our race winner, the number one rider, Johnny Ratley, as Ratley comes home here with the checkered flag. Yo, Bo coming in showing the love. Mr. Bo Cairo coming in showing the love. Smashing that like on the stream over here on Facebook. How you doing, Bo? Coming in showing the love here. Good run there as we're going to get ready to pull in our second place driver here in this one. That 71H run that we were talking about there just seemed to find an extra gear late in this one. And Williams started to reel him back in, started to pick him off one by one, and here he is back up into position number 2. A great recovery race here for that 71 ride as we're going to pull him up into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. Viv says, congratulations, Johnny, on your first place win. Absolutely great run there. Great race there for Johnny. We're going to pull William in here for his post-race interview. Hey, William, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth to get a copy.
Hey, Aaron, I got you, man.
Man, my boy, another great race, another great run here for you. But for a little bit, it was looking a little bit treacherous as you jumped out in front for a little bit early on. You led some laps. And all of a sudden, you started to slide back in a quick hurry. We saw you slide all the way back, and you had that 13th, 14th position. And you're kind of right in the mix of things there. You had a lot of drivers around you. You're battling, beating, and banging. And, throughout this race, the more that we ran, more laps, and the track continued to get slicked off more and more and more. The cars really seemed to come in, and then you found something again there on the bottom side of the racetrack. You really got that thing hooked up. You started to pick them off one by one, worked your way back up to the front of the field here, and coming up, maybe a few laps short of possibly picking up the checkered flag here, but still a great recovery race to come back home and, pick up that second place finish.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, after starting on the pole for this one, and to drop back as far as we did, and to be able to come back up, we can't hang our head on that. These guys, they're all super fast. Kind of said it there, like at the start of the race, I was running to the bottom, and I knew my car wasn't great down there, and they were working their way past me on the outside, and I couldn't really find a way up unless I forced my way up, and so I just kind of kept riding that out, and I knew I was going backwards, but I was hoping that car would get better, because like I said at the start there, it just really wasn't good. And first caution come out, and we stacked them back up, and when we dropped the green, we went into turn 1 there, and I got back in the back of Jason Gunnels there, so I apologize to him for that, but that kind of stacked us up, and that made me drop back even farther. And then I was like, oh boy, this race is over. And we got one more caution or whatever there. I think it might have been like lap 36. And if I remember right, I restarted 11th, and or maybe it was lap 30 or something, but I restarted 11th, and I passed, I don't know if it was 5 or 6 cars or something, and we had one more caution. I was like, all right, this car's starting to come in a little bit here. We'll see if I was noticing a lot of people couldn't really run the bottom like the way I was able to kind of just hook that berm and keep riding it around there. So I was hoping they would kind of just keep drifting up off the bottom and let me go by them there. But like you said, man, I just ran out of time there at the end. Congrats to Johnny on the win, and congrats to Bull. He ran a real good race all night long as well.
Absolutely, man. Some great racing, some great, back and forth out there. Some very fast race cars. We saw a lot of, 2, 3, 4 wide battles around the racetrack, and slowly but surely, you were able to, just bide your time, get yourself back into a good position there, and then just unfortunately that little bit shy of being able to battle Johnny for the checkered flag. But you gave it a good run, gave it a great shot, and definitely these guys know that you're here and that you're one of these drivers to, look out for when the series starts, and hopefully this gives you like a little bit of a chip on your shoulder, a little bit of extra momentum, knowing that even if you start the evening off with not having the best of a run, you can still make that comeback and keep your head together and keep pushing forward and salvage a good finish out of what could be a bad night in a quick hurry.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, I mean, just congrats to all these guys, really. I mean, I'm really looking forward to this new season coming up. A lot of stacked competition and good drivers. And the way this plays out, I mean, it's all up for grabs. I mean, there ain't nobody, I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't see 12 different race winners in this season. I'm not saying that's how it's going to go, but I mean, that's the kind of competition we got here. And what Dustin's kind of building up. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to it. And just all the guys, even I think there's a lot of excitement. And hopefully that new update is killer cool because we all got a lot of hopes in it. And hopefully it makes it even better for racing.
Absolutely, man. I know it's going to make it very exciting, that's for certain. It's definitely going to make it for some good content for myself, just like tonight was with all that great racing action. The content's never going to stop. And when, iRacing does something as big as what they've been talking about with so many changes to the dirt stuff and everything else, it's going to be very, very interesting. And it's going to be neat to, see how you guys can handle it and how I can handle it myself behind the steering wheel. I know I'm going to be live early tomorrow, probably tomorrow afternoonish area, whenever the update finally is finished. I'm going to be trying to hop on as quickly as possible and get that content out there to really, get a first-hand experience in how it's affecting these cars, that it be the super late models or the street stocks or the sprint cars, to kind of feel, what they've done to the, the tire modules, to the racetracks and everything else is going to be, it's going to be very, very interesting to see, what iRacing has in store for us.
Yeah, you got that right. I'm real excited for it for sure. Like I said, I hope it's not a letdown. I'm sure it won't be. But I don't want it to be either. And I'm real excited about it, just as like everybody else is. And we all might have a new learning curve for sure.
Let's
So
go.
it could be challenging for some of the best even to get started. We'll just have to wait and see how it works.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, William, congrats on a solid run, a solid second place finish here. Who would you like to thank for, such a great run, strong performance, and great drive out there at Knoxville Raceway here once again in the Dirt Street Stocks?
Yeah, I'll start off by thanking you, Aaron, for doing the broadcast, man. You do a hell of a job as always, and I know not only me, but there's a lot of us that really enjoy watching them. And keep doing what you're doing, dude. I got to thank all my Dirt Panda Racing teammates, Melm Electric Motorsales.com, Viv's Retail Liquor, um, KC Speedworks, and then I'd also like to thank Dustin again for putting this league on for all of us to race and making it what it is today, and to everybody that supports it and all the sponsors and everything. So thanks to everybody.
Beauty. Well, William, congrats on a second place run, homie. Hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth real soon. Hopefully one spot better and back up here in Victory Lane.
For sure, man. I appreciate it, Aaron.
Beauty. Have yourself a wonderful night.
You too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our second place finisher. That number 71 H rider, William Hargraves, as Hargraves comes home in position number 2. Yo, Mr. MDITV coming in, showing the love, inviting their viewers to come join the stream as well, coming in, smashing that like on the stream. MDITV, how are you, my boy? Hopefully you had yourself a wonderful stream yourself. Hopefully you had yourself a wonderful day as well. Came in and said, dang, I caught you at the end. Unfortunately, yes, he caught me at the end. We may do a special little race after this. We may keep the stream going and keep it live. I know the boys were talking a little bit about doing special hosted race not hosted, official race that they have up right now for week 13 that these guys were kind of thinking that they were going to have a good, fun, hard time racing it. So it's going to be interesting to see. You had a great one? Man, that's awesome. Love to hear that. Love to hear that you had a great one, my boy. I always love to see all the boys, grinding and continuing to do better and better and continuing to grow and everything else and have great streams. Is absolutely awesome. The multi-class is funny. Yeah, exactly. I think it'd be somewhat hilarious. I know from a driver's aspect, it'd probably be a little bit frustrating. I don't know if everyone's just going to load in on the same car or if they're all going to change and try different ones. I don't know. It could be very, very good for, probably like the street stocks, maybe the super late models, because they kind of stay a little bit more grounded compared to like, the sprint cars or even, the 358 modifieds. Like when those modifieds go upside down, the rear ends get broken in them and everything else, and you got a tow where, you don't really have to quite do that as much in the street stocks or anything else. So that'd be a pretty funny one. It'd be pretty interesting, that's for certain. It'd be very interesting. Yo, Mr. Justin Hopkins coming in with that like on the stream as well. What is good, Justin? Justin coming in showing the love as well, smashing that like on the stream as we're gonna get ready to pull in our third place finisher here. Our third place driver, the number 14 ride. It says Richard Cairo, but I know it's Bo Cairo, as we're going to pull Bo up here for his third place finish here in this one. We're going to pull that 14 ride up here right now. Hey, Bo, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yeah, hey, what's going on there, Aaron? How you doing?
Not too bad, Bo, my boy. A great run, a great race. That 14 ride looked very, very good.
Yeah, I guess a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and again, and tonight was that night. Hate to waste it during a test week, but yeah, hopefully that's a foreseeable future for me in this league. Really enjoy running with these guys. Nice, clean racing up front.
Absolutely, my boy. We definitely saw some great racing there. Just a quick question. Do you have the stream playing in the background?
Yeah, I have you on the speaker because I don't have my headset on. I run VR.
No. Oh, no. Okay.
I
could hear a little bit of echo from it, so I was like,
yeah, let me go ahead and do a push to talk real quick, my man.
It's all good.
We're all good now.
Beauty. Bo, my boy, a great run, though. A solid race here. We saw you up in that second position. We saw you on the back bumper there of Hargraves early. We saw you there on the back bumper of Johnny Ratley, battling side by side there at the end with Dustin Benton. A lot of very fast race cars out there, a lot of fast, talented drivers, and you're right up there in the mix with them battling, door to door and bumper to bumper for 50 hard laps around, a very difficult Knoxville Raceway racetrack here tonight. We saw the lines change, 3-4 times out there where you guys were moving around the racetrack just trying to stay ahead of the track conditions, and you were able to stay ahead of them pretty good. You were able to make some passes early, get into that second position, and sit right there behind Johnny for quite a few laps, and being able to, beat Dustin back to the line here with a good run for position number 3 has got to feel pretty good. To start off, kind of the series with, recruitment race and everything else, but going to give you that good little extra chip on your shoulder here going into the start of this main series.
Oh, yeah. Taft PM me. He was like, that's a bunch of, like, the real fast guys that you're up there with, that you run with. I was like, then what am I doing up here, Taft? Yeah, I'm just happy to be up here and show that I can race with them door to door and be clean about it, and that when they see me up here, that they don't have to worry about me door slamming or anything like that. That I race with respect, and just try to be smooth. That slider line 1-2 was my saving grace. I couldn't roll the bottom like William did. He was amazing at it tonight. I seen him come up on the bottom. I just couldn't keep momentum on exit with him.
Absolutely, that 71 ride somehow or another found something way down there on the bottom side of the racetrack, but nonetheless, still a great run, a great drive here for yourself in that 14 machine. Bo, who would you like to thank here for such a strong run and great performance out there on the racetrack here tonight?
First and foremost, I'd like to thank, anyone got a setup podcast. Please look us up on Facebook, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts at. We're an iRacing podcast, just two goofballs talking to some of the bigger names on the service and picking their brains. BCR Sim Products, Brian Taft, he's the one who recruited me into here, and so far it's been good. I really enjoy the racing. Camera race designs, I do video work, wrap work, stuff of that nature. Right now I'm working on like a 30-second 3D animation with a GTR, and the rendering time is just horrifying. So when that happens, like my computer is no longer accessible, so it cuts back on the racing. So I gotta schedule that a little bit better now. FML STC, Mike, Lonis, Sweetie, Brock, Tyler, Cal Jones, OVDTR.com. They do a lot of news for the local dirt scene in the tri-state area and asphalt, really, too. They're keeping the local scene alive. Anybody else? I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, David Ritchie. He paid my way into the spring fling, and I said, thank you for paying $80 for me to miss the D main.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a tough one. I know VLR and then put on a big spring fling every spring, and there's a lot of big names in there, but it's going to be interesting and fun to watch. You know, some of the guys that are in my broadcast that I see, you know, on a regular basis. You know, once the series starts and everything else, seeing you out there on the racetrack and everything else, it's going to be interesting to see a lot of the guys that I know, you know, go out there and race and try to compete with, you know, some of the bigger names and the late models and everything else, and you know, hoping for, you know, one of my locals, I'd say, to be able to pick up the checkered flag, and that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty exciting, especially with this new dirt update coming out tomorrow. So this might be the last time I ever have an interview. This could be the last race I ever do good on.
Absolutely. It's definitely going to be interesting for that update. A lot of drivers, you know, could fall off. A lot of drivers could find something extra, and who knows, it may just completely screw the whole thing up. Who knows? You know, I'm sure iRacing's put a lot of good work into it. They'll probably get this thing you know, really hooked up, and you know, I think it's going to be better in the long run, but I think it's going to take quite a while for all of us to get used to, you know, the tires and, you know, the whole racing surface being kind of changed up with the ruts and everything else. It's going to be quite different, that's for certain.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how the track evolves through the race. Plus, with tire wear, I think that's going to be amazing. But as you know, if anything, half the people are going to be happy for it, and half the people are going to cry about it.
Absolutely.
And the way I look at it, unless you can actually do 3D modeling and coding, I guess you're just going to have to deal with it.
Exactly. You know, I always say it to, you know, lots of my friends and everything else, and you can't make everybody happy. You know, somebody's always going to be upset about whatever you do, and unfortunately for iRacing, they'll see that in an extreme amount as they have a lot of people on the service. But you know, it's going to be, I think it's going to be a good thing, and I think it's going to really balance out the field for, you know, a lot of, you know, the guys that are a little bit less competitive, as in they're not racing, you know, 5, 6, 7 hours a day kind of deal. You know, they're kind of just, you know, get home after work at 8 o'clock at night. They load in for one race with a league, and boom, they jump in, and that's it. They're done, and then they go home after, you know, 40 or 50 laps, and that's it, right? So I think it's going to really balance out for them, where, you know, the setup shop scene might not be as big as what it was, or at least it may take quite a while before any of those guys really start to, you know, hit on, you know, consistent setups that people could use, because you'll never know with tire wear. You'll never really know with track conditions changing and everything else, where the setup shop stuff probably won't really work too much.
Yeah, I'm sort of curious about that. I believe you'll have the few that can have you fast right at the start. Then it all comes with knowledge and learn how to adjust your car.
Exactly. And that's the way it always should be. It should always come down to, not just driver ability, but the setup ability and everything else, and just being ahead of the track and staying ahead of it and knowing what to expect and everything else. Which, I mean, with the whole new setup, is gonna be cool to see. If the track falls apart quicker, if the track stays longer, and everything else. I think it's gonna be an exciting time for all of us iRacers.
Oh, most definitely. One more thing before I leave. I just gotta say I love you to my daughter Gemma. This is gonna be another broadcast that she's gonna have to sit through and watch, because when Daddy does good, she has to watch. So those are the rules. But hey, thank you for the broadcast. Thank you to the league, and thank you to all the sponsors that put on this amazing league, because it looks like this season is going to be lots of fun.
Absolutely, Bo, and we look forward to probably having you out here on the racetrack. I'm sure all the boys have already said that you're in, and everything else, as I know they're going to want another fast car out there, and you proved it here tonight that you're definitely fast and you can hang up there with the big boys. Congrats on the third place run, and congrats on a solid finish.
Thank you, Aaron. Have a good one.
Yes, you as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Bo Cairo as he comes home here in position number 3. What a run, what a race. Yo, Dalton, my boy, Mr. Dalton McDaniel coming in with the 500-star donut. Are you kidding me, Dalton? Are you kidding me, my boy? Coming in with the 500-star donut. It says, good night, thanks. And again, for the streaming piece, absolutely, Dalton, my boy. Much love, homie, coming in, showing the love always. My pleasure, homie. My pleasure. This is my home right here. This is my home on iRacing, doing these broadcasts, man. It's more or less for me than it even is for you guys. I enjoy this way too much, and you guys are way too generous and way too kind coming in with all the donations and everything else, man. Much love, Dalton. Much love to everyone that comes in, shows the love every single night with the iRacing, and even when we play other games and everything else. Maybe you can park it in there one race and have a word with you. Absolutely, Dalton. Absolutely, my boy. Well, when we start the series up again, we'll try to start going live a little bit more early in practice. That way we can kind of get, we'll probably be pulling some drivers in and everything else, and, having some pre-race interviews as well. So, I'm sure I'll pull you in for one of those as well, give you an extra shot there with that. But I know for certain that 69 ride has been hooked up, and it's been pointing towards the front of the field here and been very, very fast the last little while, my boy. And I have no doubt that you'll be, one of these races we'll see you up inside the top 3, and maybe one of these races up in Victory Lane if the cards all fold in the right way. And I'm sure we'll see you up here one of these nights in Victory Lane. Even more life, 100% comes down to the other driver understanding racing 100%. Yeah, exactly, Matthew, my boy. Exactly, my boy. But listen, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Absolutely amazing race. Absolutely amazing show here by all these drivers and everyone else that came in and made this happen. And, man, we saw 23 cars start that A main feature event, 50 laps around a very difficult, slick Knoxville Raceway. And, we only saw, 3-4 caution flags out of that whole race. And, they were rather quick. Cars kind of got turned back in the right direction. I think we only saw one really major kind of pile up. Other than that, it was, a single car or a couple cars just making that little bit of contact, unfortunately kind of getting tied together and not being able to break apart, having to get stopped and reset the car kind of deal. So pretty good, quick race there. That was a lot of fun and a lot of awesome, side by side. And we saw 2 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide battles around the racetrack. It was a ton of fun, and these guys put on a heck of a show for us. So a huge congratulations and a huge, huge good job to every single one of these cars out there on the racetrack. I know some of them definitely didn't have the run they would hope for, but some of them definitely having some good runs out there as well. When you look back at Jim Revis, who, he was the same way, was fastest in qualifying. got that EOL, had to start at the back of the qualifying heat, then had to go into the C main, worked his way into the A main, winning the C main, started up inside the top 10, and then got, shuffled back early all the way back into that 20th position, and then Jim being able to claw himself back inside the top 10 for a solid top 8 finish is a good run for Mr. Revis as well, being able to, stick with it and continue to battle and continue to drive forward and, not lose his head or anything else is definitely something cool to see. And Carl Kilgore back on the racetrack as well. That was another cool thing to see as well. It's always good to see Carl back out onto the racetrack. And, it's been a while since we saw Carl. He's in a different looking ride than we normally see him. We normally see him in that 999 ride, but now in the 81 is definitely cool to see Carl back out there as well. But listen, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for being a part of one of the best shows in motorsports, and especially for iRacing. Yeah, thank you guys enough for tuning in, but I will see you guys all either tonight or later on tomorrow, one or the other. But I know tomorrow we're going to be doing probably a pretty long stream with the iRacing update and everything else. We'll probably be jumping on as soon as we can, as soon as iRacing says, okay, you guys can get back out there and start racing again. As soon as that download's done and we're ready to jump back onto the racetrack, we're going to be out there. We're going to be working on our cars. We're going to be working with the boys and seeing what differences, the racetrack and everything else is making out there. But listen, I'll see you guys either later on tonight with some other games with friends, some late night streams, some late night vibes with Peacemaker, or I'll see you guys all tomorrow evening with some more racing action with me back behind the steering wheel. But thank y'all for tuning into this one. Much love. Peace out for now, chat. Peace out for now, baby.